having 3 winning lanes is quite often the recipe for success, so...
At least
see
for
if they're
now,
gonna be able to
looks
avoid
like they're
that.
paired together in the way that I like. Okay, this is good. Imitator paired together with Heart. You've got Chen looking to take one of those watches, move down towards the bottom side. Doesn't have an observer ward at the moment, but it's actually Irving just looking to quickly snag that watcher. Hopefully try and get away. TZ's looking to hunt him down, though. Ooh. He's trying to bait him on it. Just one swipe, that's enough.
30 seconds to battle.
Again, any fellow blood grenade enjoyers?
Well, hopefully he uses it this time. Because last game, I'm pretty sure he went the entire game without using it. Actually, let me check that. Was it in his end game?
The Slark, yeah?
No, the Legion Commander had it.
Oh.
It was gone, but maybe he sold it.
The battle begins.
Oh. Fight! I don't know if you're going to win this, Molasses. Oh, Drow just left Imitator. Okay, they're both right there.
He needs to farm. It's fine. Again, I'm always looking out for possibilities for a level 1 First Blood to come off of a tri-lane, right? This game, probably not the case. You know, Chen, not quite so strong. In this situation, it's really level 2 that you're feeling a lot stronger. Level 3, absolutely. But, all right, they've laned it how I want to. Mid lane, still probably not going to go so great for the Void Spirit into the Ember, who does have that Flame Guard skilled up, so Resonant Pulse not going to be doing as much aggressively and won't have as much of that block as well for the defensive purposes.
I wonder, sorry, I was just going to say, I wonder how much value Phoenix gets out of the Quelling Blade and Fairy Fire now that he's a universal hero. Like, I don't know if he could have considered, like, double circle it or some extra stats. Mainly the Fairy Fire, because, I mean, Quelling Blade gives you 8 damage for,
That's pretty nice.
for 100 gold. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like with the pros, kind of like with Blood Grenade. We were talking with a few people last night. Is Imitator going to die? I don't think so. It just lets you outplay people, you know? Like, you're just banking on your own skill rather than just going the more boring, stable route. Who needs that? Especially if you're a mid laner, you know? It's all about the ego.
Oh, exactly right. You want to try and get that. If you're able to get a solo kill, you know for the entire game there is you have that mental edge. Oh. Bye, Marblu. It was good knowing you, my friend, but you won't be too long for this world.
Honestly, don't even hate the Clockwork getting this. I mean, if it's going to get him into that Boots of Speed nice and early, again, it's all about just protecting the Drow from getting run at by the Doom. So if you've got the Boots of Speed to be able to continue the body blocks without even having to pop the Battery Assault or just walk away from a Doom looking to do that to you, you're pretty satisfied. They've got a Harpy Stormcrafter on this bottom side of the map as well, so really can't get too far forward to be able to put some pressure onto Irving. I'm really not going to hate if Undyne looks to try and find a Satyr camp to be able to take one of the Banishers over, so that Monkey King...
Top lane, whoa, Marblu, hang on a second. You're crazy for this. You're crazy! He's got to get
crazy
it.
if it works?
Well done. No, he's not at all. He does pull a creep away, though. So, Doom's not going to be too happy about that. Bring it back.
I wasn't expecting that to happen. I was expecting maybe level 3. They look to go for that sort of play. Hopefully Drow's be able to get back to get at least the experience from that melee creep, and he is. But Imitator as well, he's up to level 3, and he's got the Blood Grenade, so this is one of those lanes that can work out really well for them. If they're on point with the usage, he probably just wants to wait for those Boots of Speed to be delivered, and Lotus spawns. Who's going to yoink it? Looks like Imitator. Yep. Thank you very much. I mean, to be a little careful onto Molasses. So basically, he's got not too much time left where he can look to make a lot happen here as Marblu gets his own Boots of Speed delivered. So this is the dangerous part for him, and I mean, look at that. He also gets the Chain Lightning from the Harpy Stormcrafter on the top side of the map. So you got Harpies everywhere. First it was Harpy Scout a few months ago. Now it's the Stormcrafter through the Chen, through the Doom, through the Enchantress. Is this the creep that should have been deleted from the game?
Whoa, Tizzy, what are you doing here? Move out of the Monkey King early on. They're looking to try and target down hard. The Primal Spring from afar. Slowing down. Arrow's going to be off the mark, which might cost him the kill. Imitator's going to be able to step in to prove to be an issue.
Use the Blood Grenade.
And we'll be able to trade the life of the Doom compared to the Clockwork. Simultaneously, bottom lane, we see also the
That
Moeta go
rotation
down
from
as
the
well.
monkey, right? Like they say, all right, you're alone. We can look to get this kill. We've still got some of these busted creeps. We'll take the 2v1 advantage. And honestly, Clockwork wanted to die at the end there. He had 20 mana left. He'd done his job being able to secure a kill for the Drow Ranger. Actually, it was Imitator that got it, but that just means that he can buy up a little bit more regen for himself and look to give that straight over to Heart. So it's gone much better for Bright this game based on the setup of the lanes. Really feels like, I mean, there's a little bit of luck involved as well, but even mid lane, Phoenix not too far behind the Ember Spirit. He's doing a fairly good job too.
Going to get no rotations as well from the support to try and okay, never mind. My water runes are bugged, so who got them? Okay, both the mid laners got them. Never mind. So
Mine are also bugged. It says that they're both there on the map. Looks like they're just farming the Clockwork cogs for now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So, got to keep in mind that Chen creeps can go through that portal as
Marblu
well.
doesn't have a
Undying
leap.
And Marblu's gonna die as a result of that. This Boots winless makes it very easy for Imitator to be able to close the distance, and if you've got a perfect timing with no leap charges left to utilize, it's an easy kill.
Yep. So really the question now is how much movement does Imitator want to make towards this mid lane to help Phoenix out a little bit? Because Drow, if she wants, she can put that point into the Gust just to make sure that she's safe if the Doom looks to go for a bit of a dive in onto her. We have to remember Doom's level 4, so he's got, actually might be in a little bit of danger as well. Imitator just off the mark with the cogs on the top side, almost trapped him in very close to the Drow Ranger. But what that's done, that little bit of indecision, they're not going to get a kill for that, and he's probably not going to be able to get to this power rune in time to be able to protect it. Meanwhile, Marblu, he's right there.
Arrow actually connects. And the Resident Pulse Protection's going to expire. Phoenix
he's got
still has a
6 yet.
Fairy Fire. And they're going to be able to capitalize without the Astral Step. So close, okay. Now top lane, it does mean Molasses is solo. They should be able to get the kill now that he's got no boys playing behind him. So again, I mean, this is a completely different start of the game for Heart on that carry for Bright.
You would have loved to give that one over to the Drow Ranger though, right? Imitator, he's got the farm that he needs to be able to start off this game. He doesn't really need too much more. Maybe just like a raindrops to stay out on the map. Maybe he'll consider going into the urn or something like that just to prevent TZ from jumping around these trees in the middle of team fights. But the Drow early game certainly has been secured. All right, if you ever needed any convincing that Chen is busted, he is ahead of Doom in net worth by 150 right now.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's courier has been killed.
Thoughts?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'm just watching him farm with an Ogre Bruiser, and that looks stupid. Did you see that? Were you watching him as well?
No, I was watching Imitator kill the courier after taking the Wisdom Rune away.
That's too much damage, man.
I mean, it's a percentage base, right? It does.
Yeah, but and a flat 200 as well is in itself is dumb for a neutral creep.
Yeah.
What? That's got to be the best creep to farm with, right? No, don't let it get killed.
Oh, the big windup was too much.
Off.
Oh well. He's still
So
farming.
what?
He's still doing really well. I mean, it
This
just
is
means that
mech
you can
completed.
cast you can cast the penitence off cooldown if you've got this Bassi ring available. And they actually might be looking to set up onto Echo here, but he is going to be able to get away just in time. Is luck on his side? Yes, it is. Of course it is. You know, just wanting to secure that lane for himself. Imitator, he's going in onto him though. Got to try and force him to use this this power rune, and well, it takes away a lot of that defensive potential. Even Irving just getting a kill onto the Monkey King. Is he going to give up a solo kill though? I'm sure that's not what he was expecting to have happen. Maybe just saying, hey Phoenix, where are you, buddy?
Looking to get a kill, but not going to be able to do so without landing the remnant.
What was Phoenix doing during all of that?
They were getting a kill onto Monkey, but did he? Yeah, they got him. Yeah.
Where to go on the Midas. Not horrible. I mean, again, faster attack speed with the Gunslinger against a lot of this this group up and go style. Also against the Chen, going to give extra value against the creeps there. Be careful about just the micro coming through, and Huerta's actually the one getting gone on right now. Lays down the calling, but
simultaneously, we see top lane as well. They're going to dive under the tower, so both the carriers are in some trouble. It looks like both of them will go down. Imitator might just feed away his life as well. He wants to fight, but no one else is here for Bright, so maybe getting a little bit too overzealous. The Void Spirit, say, does he commit with the TP? But Irving moved in with the Rift, though. He's top net worth. Well, what the hell?
yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Again, I'm a little surprised that Drow it doesn't have the single point into the Gust. I feel like it stops a lot of this early pressure that you're able to get out onto the Drow Rangers lane, especially if you're playing solo away from the clockwork.
Just doom him? Yeah, they're just going to doom him. They've got Echoes nearby to be able to provide the damage. They should be able to kill him off before the supports are able to rotate, but the mechanism's back up in a couple of seconds. Can they get the deny? Echoes, another round of the slice, should be able to secure the kill, but he's going to be off the mark with predicting where he goes. Maybe the arrow got a glimpse of him, though.
He didn't Lotus.
So Irving, nonetheless, will still go down. And now Imitator trying to run into Molasses in the tree line, but the respawn to back up, so Phoenix going to be able to get into the middle of the team fight. The Remnant, clipped onto Echoes. But the Remnant, it's there just at the last second as well. Back and forth they go, and Molasses now, well, they'll at least be able to get the Doom.
Middle tower has fallen.
What a messy engagement, though.
And Hart was able to take mid tower while all of that chaos was happening up towards the top side. I got to say, Phoenix, I'm sure he would be hoping for his time back a couple of times, though, because it was a little bit too slow on 2 rotations. He doesn't join in with the supports, and even there, he actually missed that first use of the Astral Step onto the Doom, so he had to commit a second one just to try and kill the Ember Spirit. If he hits both, then they probably kill the Doom and have that extra damage output to be able to secure the kill onto the Ember.
Seems like at least this game, we don't have cores that are completely out of the game. Some people didn't have the greatest lane. And while Molasses, that struggle might be continuing with another jump in. Phoenix going to be able to blow him up with the double Astral Step combo.
Might look to go for he's just going to secure the siege creep. Why not? Again, these side towers worth so much more now. So that's why the fact that they were able to secure bottom off the back of Irving's great laning stage is going to be amazing for Drow Ranger and her safety. She is farming underneath a ward at the moment, but doesn't seem like Echo wants to go for a dive with only just the one Fire Remnant available. But the fact that they've been able to protect this top tower is honestly just as big of a deal. I'm assuming that Imitator is still going to go for a Wisdom Rune snatch play around that 14-minute mark.
Well, yeah, they took... Oh, Imitator?
That's not going to be enough.
Speaking of the devil, yeah, needed that cogs push back, unfortunately. So at least you'll block Echoes from getting the power rune. So that is something.
Shield rune, that's a nice one too. Really enables you to dive in deep.
Excellent.
See what they want to try and do with this.
I was wondering what Phoenix was going to go with his first key item, and he's gone the Yule Scepter, which is nice, to be able to get out of the silences, to be able to set up for your own kills. My only concern is that how much are you hindering your own net worth by going this? Because if you're not getting consistent kill after kill, you can find yourself falling behind pretty quickly.
Currently, we haven't seen that, but it's if they're able to bring him down a couple times, then all of a sudden, this net worth could continue to grow. Because at the moment for Bright, it's up to 3,000. I mean, Irving's having a phenomenal start, 5-1 and 0. Pretty much already 2 components to the BKB completed as well. But they will be too late to defend this top tower, though, from Bright. So it looks like finally...
Directly concerned.
I mean, you got Hart chilling in the jungle. Undying as well as picking up his farm. I mean, working towards the Greaves. Seems
He's
like
so
everyone
fucked,
from Dire.
man. Yeah, so fucked.
It's yeah, now he's going to be running around with double Centaur Conqueror, Hellbear Smasher. Oh, all right.
I don't know if they can, even with all of these Chen creeps, with a Monkey King. Actually, never mind. I was about to say Monkey King roaming around, but he's probably going to get caught out here.
Whoa. They're doing a lot more damage than I was expecting just with these two. So that'll take them a while. Seems like they might... Oh, Marblo and Echoes are really not sure where to go. They instantly smoked inside the jungle, but they kept kind of going back and forth for a couple of moments. The stutter stepping, so
Or imitated TP down from the top side to bottom while he was basically right next to the twin gate. So wasting a little bit of time, but at least he's going to get down here. They're going to go for a bit of a backstep attempt here. I wonder if they're going to steal away the Wisdom Rune while they're making their way through. They'll see the courier walking down there and, well, scan going out just to make sure there's no TPs coming through, but Wisdom Rune stolen away. It was also taken on the top side of the map, was it? Yeah, Monkey King looked to secure that one for himself. So at least he's got his level 6 available. Hasn't skilled up that 6th point yet, though. As, oh, what the? How's he getting away from this?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All right. Very balanced.
So, we have a Dagon on the Void Spear, which is very interesting because I think this is one of the few I will not be able to continue talking. Echoes. Should be able to get the kill into Imitator with the double damage runes. Got the slide up in a couple of seconds. They'd like a juicier kill though, but they won't be able to find it, unfortunately. Okay, back to the Dagon. I think the Void Spirit might be one of the few heroes that this might be a little bit more viable on now with the attribute change and being a universal hero. That spell life still looks really lovely as well for him.
Is it overall spell lifesteal or is it just spell lifesteal from what the Dagon does?
I think overall,
it's both.
Because then
I think it's both.
Yeah.
So you get overall lifesteal and you get 75% lifesteal back from the Dagon damage. Okay, yeah. Seems like it's pretty good as well. Like you said, universal hero, so he's going to make great use of all of those stats. Even just as a right clicker, right? Remember, it's spell damage, not magic damage. So it's going to give a big boost to all of the spells across the board. Oh, they finally are able to cut out that Monkey King, the pesky one, providing all that vision from the tree line. Should be able to get him surely. Is he going to layer down the Wukongs? No, get the chain stunned. Gotta say though, Mirana's starting to farm pretty well himself. Marblu almost keeping up with a Chen, which is almost unheard of considering all the additional objectives they've been able to claim so far on Bright.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
His kills help as well, at least getting involved in some of the kills, so... What'd she buy out for? Right, it's 4 stuff now completed here for Marblu. And they're actually going to try and defend bottom. Muerta's in a lot of trouble. Echo's going to attempt to try and protect it, but if Pierce the Veil is going to be activated, they can turn it back onto Irving. Hand of God trying to repair some of the damage, but it's not going to matter. Hart, he's committed as well on the Drow Ranger. In or out, there's no escape now. Chain's got to lock her into place. Beautiful use of the Hurricane as well from Molasses. So Hart, all that distance is going to be further cut short. They've been able to deal with the first life, and they should be able to set themselves up for the second. They've got the Doom if they even need it, and why not? Just shock it out, some extra hate. Imitator will come in at the last second, but he's going to have to watch his carry be killed off with no remorse from Meteor.
It was an aggressive move, and you can understand it, right? Like, you've got this Chen, you've got the Aegis to be able to play around with, you're topping the net worth on almost everyone, but it's Muerta with this Midas that's just found the surprise net worth to be able to come out on top. She's getting gone on now, though. Does she have to pierce the veil? Not quite. Another 3 seconds to be able to turn into that ethereal form.
No way. She might live because of the Mage Slayer. It's reducing so much damage, they're not going to be able to kill her. And now Irving off the back of the BKB is going to try and escape. Jets the onslaught away, but it stops short. Now Phoenix he might even kill her as well. Is it going to be enough? Arrow just shy.
Oh.
This freaking item, Strength Treads, dude, she's on Strength Treads. That actually what kept her alive. Oh, she's a god. And now they're going to get the Void Spirit as well off the back of that. Your Scepter to be able to set up. Trinix trying to mess around with him in the end. It looks like it will not matter. He will... Oh, Ash will step up shortly. No, he's going to live as well. Strength
you can't leave Drow, though.
Can't. TZ's going to look for him, but jumping over the top is going to be off the mark, and as a result, he'll eat the Remnant. Going to try and play it cute with the Mischief. It will not matter. Another thing that needs to be said, the Muerta had the
the 10% magic resist, the circlet.
Yeah, which is a dumb change as well, so that was probably another reason why she lived.
Lots of little things. I mean, again, this is what I like about this version of neutral items, right? You get a choice. There's not going to be this situation where you just get incredibly unlucky. 1 out of 5 items is going to be good.
Now she's got a crow bow, so Muerta might be doing some crazy stuff. Meanwhile, Irving, well, he's still looking to play up in the face Shot's actually off the mark. Irving still has the pulverize to look to play with though, so Molasses will go down nonetheless. It does require all of Bright's heroes to move on over though.
Still feels like they feel confident enough though, right? They know that there's no Doom available. They might be able to catch out TZ here, although he's playing quite well around the tree line. Not well enough, unfortunately. He's going to get picked off. They don't have the Glyph this time available, and they've got the Chen army joining themselves as well. So that's can't dispel Pierce the Veil. I was just checking with the safety of Banisher if that was something targeted towards the Muerta, or if that was something more for maybe the Flame Guard on Ember Spirit.
Top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Once again, going into the Pavis on the Monkey King. Going to give a lot of value.
Who the hell is even ahead right now in this stage of the game? Because I know the network's slightly favoring Bright, but it feels like we've got a very, very even second game.
Top tower is under attack.
It does. I'm just thinking, like, what is Muerta going to prioritize? I had a quick look at the talents as well, right? Are they playing for level 20? Are they playing for that extra gunslinger chance once you really do start to get a little bit more out of control with your right click? Because she's building it to a Chrysalis for the crit stick. She's already got the extra attack range from the Grove Bow. Like, is this going to be a Silver Edge sort of game where you're just instantly looking to try and burst down someone from afar? It also lets you find that exact range that you want to play around away from the Drow Ranger, who, I mean, she's obviously been lucky enough to be able to get a Grove Bow as well. So she's got that extra range to play with. If she gets into the Glacier, you get an extra 200 range, things like that. And things that all need to be considered. But BKB's pretty important against the Muerta, right? You're still doing 50% damage now when it used to be 0, but it's something, right? You're able to at least impact this team fight a little bit more.
When you compare the supports that got the Aghanim Shard, that's Chen on Bright compared to the Miranda on Meteor, so
I know who I'd prefer.
I definitely know who I would prefer as well. And if it wasn't the Miranda that got it, it would have been the Monkey King, which I don't know how
For a 5,
value that would be. It's just, yeah, I don't know.
Look at Echoes. He's stealing away the Wisdom Rune. They're looking to try and maybe set up onto him. Potato. Oh, he gets the hook shot, but no follow-up. Monkey King's just not there. Sorry, Void Spirit's not there in time. Extra Flame Guard barrier as well. He knows he needs to resist against a lot of this magic damage, and well, they're starting to build up some of those auras. They've got the Greaves on the Doom. They've got the Crimson Guard as well for him. No pipe, I don't think, yet on anyone, but again, Mage Slayer, just using it aggressively on is going to be very effective. Of course, Chen, he's becoming a bit of an aura bot himself. The creeps plus the Greaves almost getting into the pipe. And drums as well for the Primal Beast to be able to play around with too. But that's BKB coming out for Heart now. So can they look to maybe take away the top tier 1 tower? Can that enable them to maybe fight into the second Tormentor eventually? Is that going to allow them to play a little bit more up towards this top side of the map when second Roshan eventually spawns? I mean, Undying, I appreciate him doing this sort of thing, right? Just push in the mid tower, force someone to have to respond to this, because there's really nowhere on the right side for them to TP to. What a great career snipe, though.
Yeah. No Crystallis down for Muerta for a little bit of time. And they're going to look for the backstab. They're TPing into the outpost. Irving's going to run at their face, forcing them to retreat to the rest of the team. And look at the hookshot angle. Irving's going to be able to stay protected, but the Doom's going to go out before the Pulverize. And the Muerta can look to turn it back around. The BKB is starting to mitigate some of the damage. So the piece to the Veil is not enough to secure the kill. Now Echo's going to look to get involved as well.
He knows there's no
They
Doom
need a way
available.
to get onto Heart. That's a lot of the damage inside the middle of the team fight. That's the Echo's role so far. As the Ember runs straightly towards the Drow Ranger, but the Muerta wants nothing to do with this team fight without the Pierce the Veil. The damage is going to be severely lacking, but is anyone going to die? Undying's able to sidestep the arrow. Now Phoenix is stuck in the middle of the calling. He's able to reposition Heart as well. It's going to get bumped away with a Hurricane Pike. Meteor though, when do they want to go back in? Do they even find an angle though? Gotta be cautious because Irving's still ready to go as well. This Dino has plenty of resources to fight with.
And they've got the vision advantage as well around that cliff ward, so they know not to go too deep. without that level of understanding. I mean, they're going to feel confident of going in again, I feel, when they've got the BKB back up on Irving. They know that if he pops that and slams the pulverize onto someone, no way to be able to stop it without that Doom available. So really the big thing for Meteor right now is just getting into the Pipe of Insight as quickly as possible for even more of that AoE protection against the Primal. Just 10 seconds away. Oh, there's even a double damage room mid.
It's a big one.
They're going to look to go for a smoke. It was slightly out of range to catch the Void Spirit, but he's going to be able to connect quickly enough to Astral Step charges. This is a big kill.
Yeah, but he's a beefy man. They're going to bump it out of the cogs as well.
Oh, he tried.
Oh, the timing with the pulver. Does he still get down? No, he didn't. Didn't make it down to the low ground, and now Hart can freely get that damage out without being feared at all about anyone being able to close the distance. So a kill into a tier 2 tower by the looks of it.
No glyph, no BKB used by Irving either, so I would still keep going if I was on Bright right now. They know that there's no Doom alive. They know that he doesn't have the Doom, even if he did have the buyback. And you've got this army of creeps. Pulverize back up in 2 seconds. No charges on the drums just yet. I really think they want to try and force out.
Oh, nice arrow.
Kind of defensive, yeah.
Really nice arrow from Marblu.
All right.
Top lane. Hunting. They might have got a glimpse of her. Yeah, they did. Oh, she has an itemized into BKB. She's going to be in a lot of trouble, and the team's just way too far away. All right, so you got a big break of killing off the Primal Beast on the high ground, but Bright have known for the entire game Moeta has not been playing with the team, so they're going to catch her out without any reinforcements.
I doubt they're going to make this attempt just because there were so many people showing there previously, but they are also going to know that an arrow lands onto the Drow. Roshard is back up, so they don't want to give this one up for free. I really like that placement of the Observer Wards just outside. It's going to scout the movement in hard.
Oh, it's going to run it straight into them. BKB's going to get activated with 4 stuff. Does he rift out? What's the call? He's giving them a lot of vision. Look at the Monkey King. The BKB's expired now with the Boundless Strike, trying to set up for the arrow. They've got the Wukongs, firm control of the team fight. Molasses still is in trouble though. They're gonna get the Doom before he's able to activate the ultimate, but it does not matter. The damage has been dealt. Meteor, they should be able to come out on top, although Echoes, he's got no remnant to play with now. Phoenix doesn't really see an opening though to jump into the middle. The Void Spirit's waiting. Ever so patiently is Phoenix. Still got a couple of combos to work with. Dagon's actually on cooldown, so he's going to be lacking the burst to maybe get in and out before they're able to turn their attention towards him. And so in the end, it's going to be a 1-for-2. Moeta's back alive. Do they want to consider about Roche? What's the call?
Yeah, potentially. I mean the top lane.
Whoa, that's pretty aggressive. Echo can get the chain, so with a turn to the Pisty Veil, Arrow's gonna fly past as well with a nice sidestep from Irving. He's able to reposition, but the dead shot's even better. The Stimulate will be there. In fact, it won't. That's a big streak as well for Echoes to find a little bit of revenge against his spirit brother.
Hopefully that's some sort of lag pause and not something else, because they went in 2v5 without the vision advantage, no possibility of even Hand of God coming through from the Chen if he was alive. So, bit surprising that they went for that sort of attempt. Don't ask me what that means.
I'll find out now.
All right.
You should know.
I'll take a quick Duolingo class.
I like how I just bullied you into it. Just an aggressive find out now, and you're like, okay, fine. This shows who's the top and who's the bottom.
Do you want me to read out what it says on Google Translate?
Yeah, sure.
The wheat is broken. like wheat as in barley, wheat, that sort of thing.
What? So what else could it be? So of course, I mean, obviously, translate's gone wrong somewhere.
Apparently, Mike is broken. There
okay.
we go. Secondary translate says it's Mike.
Okay. I was not going to be
start calling it the wheat now.
The wheat. I was going to try and start. I don't even know where I would have started. There's no way I would have got Mike is broken from the wheat is broken.
No.
I would. That would have taken me a lot of attempts to even get there.
What else could break? Keyboard, mouse, mic, PC. What's the closest one to wheat there?
I mean, None, but
None of
Mike,
them, yeah.
I don't know, none really. They're not. They're just none
Maybe
of
the
them
mouse,
are.
just because, you know, mouse, animal mouse, wheat, nature. That's the only thing I could think of.
Look, that is the best connection I can get out of any of the others. So sure, let's go with that. I'm happy to say that one. We got there in the end, though. We worked it out, so we got a little bit of a pause just with the microphone not working currently for Meteor. But something's going right, though, because they are back in this game. In fact, they've got the net worth lead, a 5,000 lead for them, and probably Roshan now as well. They got that Tier 2 tower.
Yeah, and it's the first time the win probability's gone in their favor for the entire game. That's how well Bright had been playing up until that point. And it's off, again, I'm going to call it an unforced error. They didn't need to go back in. They have Clockwork that could just look to scout out if they make an actual move that's going to impact the status quo of the game, right? Like the tower, it was probably going to die anyway. Top tier 2 tower, it's not all that valuable anymore because you've got this permanent outpost next to the top Roche pit that you can always just look to claim. And there's plenty of places to safely ward, right? Like on the very top side where Bright still have that vision. They'll see Meteor Gaming making the retreat towards the Roshan once again. So yeah, I think they're just underestimating the power of the rocket flare. I almost wonder like how much Imitator... I know it's pretty standard to level up the rocket flare, and it does also help with your farming capabilities, but with how much he is just being the one to go in on the front lines, it really feels like that extra 150 magic barrier on the cogs would have made him survive a couple of extra times. He's on the 7 deaths so far. It's balanced out because he's been involved in 15 kills, but you just think the amount of times that he's gotten barely died on the retreat means that he actually just isn't able to get that full-on retreat out of there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see now where the levels get divvied up for the Clockwork. Like if you do start to put maybe a little bit more in power cogs with that change. I mean, Rocket Flare got buffed up as well. Like I don't know why this has 100% slow.
It says 100, but you're still moving at like 100 movement speed.
You're crawling at that stage, so it's it's a
just
pretty
get boots of bearing
crazy
XD.
change.
Never happens.
Oh, okay. Just buy a 4,400 gold item just to fix a rocket flare.
It's pretty logical progression for him. Goes Tranquils most of the time.
What for the Clockwork?
Yeah. Tranquils into boots of bearing. Why not?
Yeah, but he's not. The enemy team needs to fix the rocket flare slow issue.
Yeah, but you've also got slows coming back the other way. I mean, who could go at this game? Probably another Marana. Monkey, I guess? Is anyone even holding the drums at this point? No. Could be helpful. I mean, how much... I've been talking up this Mage Slayer. It's been doing a lot this game.
Yeah. No, I'm quite impressed with the Mage Slayer from Mr. Muerta.
Because it's different. Like, you know, a lot of the magic reduction and all that sort of stuff, it's multiplicative as opposed to additive. But if it's two separate things, like you're providing resistance to yourself and then you're forcing them to do less damage. So it's not like multiplying together, it's just stacking additively. So it feels so much more effective.
Yeah, well, this was an item you were expecting to be purchased a lot more now as well with the nerfs to the pipes, or...
It's a good build-up as well.
Sorry.
For the to the BKB. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a good build-up as well for eventual single-target pickoffs, right? Like Muerta's going into the Silver Edge, you get that, plus a Bloodthorn. Anyone can die if they don't have BKB or Manta or something like that available. And, well, you've got BKB right now on 2 heroes. I guess the Yule Scepter on the... What's up?
Where's her crit? She...
It's on the
What's
career.
going on?
Well, it's going to be purchased up with this... did a career die or something?
Yeah, it died a while ago. So, but I wasn't sure if she sold it or something because they
it's on the
won a
career.
fight without it. Yeah, I saw it now. But I swear that wasn't like 2 minutes ago. It felt like longer than that when the courier died. But
I mean,
so
the fight went on for quite a long time. So
yeah,
maybe it was back up towards the start of it. And, you know, in the heat of battle, you don't think to send it through, because what if it gets sniped again? I mean, they've got pretty decent vision off the back of the Clockwork rocketing around. Again, they were fighting with a vision disadvantage there on on Meteor, and they were still able to get the win just because it was a little bit disconnected. And I gotta say, I feel like he's been playing it decently on Phoenix, but I'm really not feeling the impact of this Void Spirit at all. You know, you need to just use the Astral Step to get in, and it feels like that's such a big portion of your damage output, just getting the Astral Step Void Mark damage going through, you know, and even just the right-click component of it as well. But it basically means that you're restricted to having one.
I think he's already playing into two of his tougher matchups in the Doom and the Ember. So
yeah,
I think we're now starting to see how difficult it's going to be for him. And like his role in fights, right, is just to blow one hero up. He's going for this build. He's, you know, Kaya, Dagon, E-Blade as well. So if you don't blow that person up, what are you providing inside the fight?
And this is where I was really talking about the Yule Scepter as that first item, right? Unless you're getting that consistent pickoff onto one singular person. Oh my god, I'm getting it out. Don't worry. Unless you're getting that consistent pickoff, what is a Yule Scepter providing to you? You know, even just against this lineup, you Yules yourself, you're going to get arrowed at the end of it. It's not like you've got an instant dissimulate either. It still has that very minor cast point.
Yeah. And this is a game where Doom, honestly, we haven't even seen him really be that big counter to the Void Spirit. Like Molasses is going solely auras, which, you know, once he's able to complete that, it's still going to take a while for him to be like an issue with Blink and maybe further ways for him to gap close. But you're right, like with this Void Spirit, we're not really seeing too much of an impact. And then keep in mind as well, Irving on this Primal Beast was 6-1. He's now 8-4-5. He was top of the net worth at some stage, and now he's the bottom net worth out of all the cores. So he's fallen off. Well, he's still not that far behind, but you can definitely tell the net worth has taken a big hit. And even the Chen as well, man. So I don't know how, but the Moran is only 300 net worth behind the Chen. So these past couple of fights have been going incredibly well for Radiant, and they will probably get Roshan thanks to that.
Yeah, they'll know that it's going on, but I really don't think you can take this fight without the Void Spirit. Maybe the Clockwork can look to commit it. Worst case scenario, Imitator has buyback. I mean, he's freed up an item slot for it, so you can tell that he wants to go for this, but it's a good positioning by Marblue just to look to try and scout him out.
The ward's going to get dropped down as well. Do they want to take the fight out the pit? They're going to make the call pretty soon, though, because the Void Spirit's going to be up in 10 seconds. They'll look to jump the Clockwork. He's going to buy back, though, so we will have a 5-on-5 for this Roche fight.
TP's not to the outpost right next to him. Very important that they were able to maintain the one inside the jungle, and that's where Void Spirit's TPing to. So they want to see if they can get some sort of setup outside of the base. Oh, who's going to get the jump, though? It's very important to just make sure that Molasses is locked out of this fight. I don't know if you're going to be able to find that full-on go onto Echoes, and they smoke right underneath the creep wave, so they know what's coming. They've got the vision set up for this. It's got a BKB, though, and the Lotus.
Oh, hookshot. Look at the Clogs push back. Is the damage going to be enough? Can he activate the BKB? Echoes is in trouble. No way he's going to be able to live. Little bit of damage. Echoes. How did he dodge it with a slide? Oh so. My lord. Echoes, I think, dodged the Astral Step. What a baller. No way. The man's able to live. And with that, Roche should be all the boys on Meteor to take.
God damn, like all these little things, right? But it adds up, you know. It's very rare that you're going to have this much vision around the top area of the map, just showing how much emphasis, because both teams really want to go high ground. You know, this is where you're feeling quite strong as the Chen draft as well. Level 12, he's got the Aghanim Shard already. He's built into a bunch of auras. He's got a good amount of creeps to be able to play around with. But, I mean, Huerta's really starting to come online herself, having that Silver Edge, almost reaching up onto that level 20. I mentioned the importance of having that gunslinger chance as well to be able to really start to take over a lot of these team fights, bumping up to 70% chance. So do you want to know what it translated to?
Sure.
So one of them was camera, and then the other one was fruity milk competition.
No way.
do you think I could make something like that up?
Wait, sorry.
No.
Was there two different translations for the one word, or were there two different words that were said?
Don't ask me how Google Translate works. I don't know.
Yeah, we can always trust Google Translate. So now that I know how to say, what was it? Fruity what?
Fruity milk competition.
Beautiful. I will be, if I'm ever in China, I will be looking for the fruity milk competition. Something I'm definitely looking to compete in. I am a Look, I was the best in class, and also was in Division 1 for it back in my heyday. So, honestly, everyone, you better watch out.
You gotta give a straight face.
Dire's middle tower is under
They're just look at Huerta, like with all this cast range, attack range as well. She's just able to take this one from outside, and that's one of the advantages of playing with the Monkey King, right? TZ can always just give that vision, even if there isn't a creep wave right there. So they're just slowly choking Bright out of this map. They're gonna look to make a move across, but they might run into Irving and Undying. You'd love to take out the Chen at the start of this. He's the one that's more likely gonna get caught.
Oh, all right, they got the dead shot. Irving should escape though. Are they gonna try and chase down the Dino? Maybe just thinking, wait, did they get him? They saw him with the Watcher actually. He's gonna try and go through the rift
run away.
and should be able to make it.
Is he gonna chase? That's the real question.
That's a scary chase. They want to be down bottom. You got these towers to push. There's even the Tormentor actually up as well for. So this is a perfect spot. They might be able to take away Dire's obelisk now.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So what could they potentially get? Only Mirana has it right now. So who's it going to go to? One of Monkey King or Doom? You'd love it on Doom.
Yes, you would. Very nice buff up. A little bit of extra control could be really vital. We're saying, and this is a pretty decent hero to be able to address the Void Spirit. It looks like Dire even trying to ping out Radiance Tormentor.
Has fallen.
Sure,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if you've got the... I mean, Heart's not with
Good
you.
luck.
He is back in base.
Yeah, I just watched Irving try and trample over it, and
he got it.
he couldn't do it. Oh, damn. Oh, well, we shall see. All right, high ground time, it seems.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, they've
He's
pushed in
not
this
on the
top tier
tree.
too.
Oh, this is a huge pick up the remnant back. Molasses gonna have to use a defensive BKB. He's healed back up to full though thanks to the Greaves. But inside the base as well, the Ember might be in some danger. He too is gonna be able to activate the magic immunity to keep himself alive for the moment. Be cautious though, because it doesn't have the longest duration, but Arrow, connects onto the Drow Ranger, so they're gonna be lacking some of their damage. And the Wukong's past the tower is gonna help them protect themselves and give them just some area denial.
Drow's just running a little low on mana, actually, though. That might be the
Can you
main
fight
issue.
this though? With BKBs on cooldowns, you really wanting to take this engagement inside Bright's base, you've got to be ever so perfect with this attempt, and well, you're going to probably lose the first life.
No. All those barriers, man. Even got the Titan Sliver for himself as well. Extra magic resistance.
Oh, Doom's out. They caught Irving. Undying's playing with a hand to go to the Greaves as well, so he's going to repair up some of the damage, but it completely takes the Dino out of this small skirmish for a little bit of time. You got to hit objectives though. Don't worry about the killers. They're inside their fountain. Muerta's trying to turn it back around, but it seems like they've gone too deep. Off the back of the respawner, they're going to be there to protect her. Purse the veil.
No damage into it though.
It'll buy some time. Down to the
Look at the
south though,
damage.
Phoenix is completely isolated. No boys, no reinforcements, and without any objectives to TP to, Void will be caught out with his pants down, and now they can go back to dealing with the barracks.
They will indeed. It's going to be a 5v2. There's no reason for them to back off further than this. No buyback on the clockwork. Drow Ranger doesn't have enough either. She's bought out completely for this fight. Has the BKB available, but I mean, he's just getting zoned as well by Muerta with that extra 20% gunslinger chance. We're getting double hits into a lot of these racks as well.
Pew, 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 pew.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Barracks has fallen.
Sure. I don't know if that's how the old West was. I mean, she's not really West though. She's a Latin style hero.
Looks so hero where her arm's just like instantly breaking her arm and going behind her back.
Gives me Matrix vibes.
They're probably just going to be able to... Oh, hookshot in from Imitator. Pierce's back up, which is pretty much full invulnerability for the Muerta inside this fight, and they got mega creeps. So they need some revenge, they need some kills. They're probably going to get Molasses off the back of this, and Meteor just, they're going to call it. They want to try and cut their losses and escape with some of their remaining members. But Muerta, she doesn't want to escape. She wants the kills instead. Looking to activate the ultimate.
They don't need to
It's
keep going
slowed down
though.
from the penitence.
It's Bright that needs to move.
They won't be able to. All right, so just the kill onto Irving. That is the only thing they get from that defense, and now they are up against Mega Creeps, and this is not really a lineup that's going to be able to deal with it. Uh-oh.
Maybe they can deal with it, though. 3v5. Maybe they can. I guess you don't really need to do much as the monkey, though, right? Just lay down the Wukongs, and then it's hard for them to run into it.
Yeah, he's pretty much just Vision at this stage. Vision, a little bit of just, try and force some spells on him. A little bit of stun, a little bit of control. He's just, he's a person just looking to tank up some spells. A very interesting build from TZ. And this is always the thing that I praised about Monkey King as a support. Like, your item build is very, very versatile, but he's gone Glimmer, Parvis, and Solar Crest. We see sometimes like Diffusal in there if you can get greedy, like a second item. Scardy, your Mage Slayer, sometimes you just have to go like Orb Corrosion to like BKB. But this game, a very different item build out of the Monkey King.
Yeah, again, it's what I was talking about with the... there's basically nothing that they can do if they don't commit heavily to stop him from tree dancing whenever he wants to, right? Because you've got the Parvis for the physical damage, and now you've got the Glimmer Cape, which provides that 300 magic barrier for 300 damage. So, like, unless you're just going all in onto this Monkey King, and do you really want to do that when it's a position 5 that's able to play around the tree lines, yada, 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 might even be inside of his Wukong's command, it makes you so much more survivable. I'm really liking this build.
No, I mean, that's what the monkey wants. He's going to put himself in a position where he's getting vision, but also maybe where it's a bit too fast, so they'll jump him. And then if you're baiting spells, you get that ultimate out, all of a sudden, you are very, very difficult to kill. I think Monkey is one of the top heroes that I like watching in regards to supports. Like, when you see a really good Monkey King player, it's a treat to watch. Who cares about it's a different style of 4 compared to like those flashy Rubik Steels or Earth Spirits. True, exactly. It's a 5 as well. So TZ, I mean, he's having an exceptional performance back-to-back games now where it's been the position 5 Monkey King. So something's working for them with this.
I just took this time to Google Chinese fruity milk competition, and unfortunately nothing came up that would shed some light on what that translation might have meant.
You want to start a business with me?
I mean, what sort of milk are we talking? Like bubble tea? When I was over in Japan recently, there was some apple milk, and ooh, that was tasty.
Whoa! How do you make apple milk?
It's a trade secret, sorry. Yeah, until you sign on the dotted line, I'm not going to share it.
What's the percentage, though? We going 50-50, or?
I'll take 51%.
So you get ownership? You get the final say?
Of course. I'm being generous. This was my idea, all right? That's the commission that I get off the back of this.
Do you get to reveal the apple milk recipe though?
Once
do I get to find
on
out?
the dotted line, then you get it. It's like the secret recipe, the Colonel's recipe, but it's going to be Hadog's secret recipe. Hopefully these guys are able to come back. Yeah. They're holding on to a lot of gold right now.
That's so funny. I was going to say something else. I was looking up apple milk recipe, and I was going to say, well, I hope I can find a recipe on Google. And then you're talking about I'm
talking about the game, just this thing that we're casting right now. So I gotta say, I'm just looking at some of the neutral items. We got 2 dandelions as well, dandelion amulets. So again, something else to be able to block magic damage. And again, against a pretty magic damage oriented draft outside of the Drow Ranger, it's going to feel pretty great. Same sort of thing with White Titan Sliver feels so good for the Muerta on top of the base damage and blah, blah, blah. But we got a Defiant Shell coming out from Irving. Not sure you're going to be counterattacking all that much, though. I guess Primal still has pretty decent right-click damage, but that doesn't really seem like the thing that's going to turn these fights around.
So this is really the thing where I wish we got to see their choice, the other choices they had. Because I'm not saying he's wrong or anything. I want to know what other choices he had to make him go for this. Like, maybe there was let's see, what other tier 3s? Maybe there was another one specifically for a different role in this game that he may have been considering compared to this one. But
or even just that would be Cloak of Flames or a Ceremonial Robe, for example. Like, that extra status resistance lowering is going to be pretty nice for a Primal Beast who now can pulverize you mid while you're BKB'd. I mean, that's so huge, right? And that's why the Doom is making sure to wait and use the Doom on the Primal during all of that, because it's the only thing that they've got that pierces the BKB that would be able to stop him from getting in onto the key target.
Do we think it's silly that Dino didn't get nerfed, or it seems like he's...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Next question. I mean, they reduced his cast point as well to 0 for the onslaught as well.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah. Very minor nerfs to the stun duration as well. That really doesn't change much of anything. You also have a minimum distance. I like the minimum distance changes. So minimum distance of the charge is now 100 instead of 300. I think from Marcy, for the rebound, it went from 400 to 100 as well. So you don't need to really put yourself out of position if you just want to try and get the stun onto a bunch of people that are already grouped up.
Looking at it now, actually, Pulverize, the damage you get, 70 reduction maxed out, which is a decent chunk for your like solo kill potential. But I think with everything else that you got was a pretty big buff. So
I mean, it's still
I'm a bit surprised.
30-second cooldown AoE mini stun that pierces BKB. You know, like, are you that concerned? I don't think I'm all that concerned.
No. But there will definitely be occasions where that little bit of lack of damage is not going to get you a solo kill.
For sure.
But those occasions,
especially as people keep buying these Mage Slayer, Pipe, Crimson Guard, Greaves, Boots of Bearing. We don't see an AC yet, but that's still yet to come. Shivas, potentially, as well, still yet to come out.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably a definitely top 5 hero we've seen the most so far, you and I, since the patch, I'd say. Like, there's still people have been picking up the
Doom Marana, probably the big 3.
Yep.
Maybe Clock.
Which, again, is another hero that was kind of silly, got buffed up. But I don't hate the Clockwork. I think it's always... He's not... There are some heroes that are really not enjoyable to cast, and I would not say Clockwork is anywhere near that list of heroes that I don't enjoy casting. Enjoyable. Yeah. So... You just do a lot. It's a... Yeah, well, go for it.
I just want to know, like, what do you think they're going to do with their time now once they get back into this game? Because they're under no pressure to end this game right now. They could wait for the second Roshan, third Roshan. It would likely be spawning on the Dire side of the map, so that would be a refresher that's coming through for that. Feels pretty good with a Doom plus the Muerta with all those active items, including the Bloodthorn that she's now finished up. She's actually gone into the refresher of being cute. So previously she had the Agshard queued up for herself, but maybe they're just going to go back, take the Tormentor, give that one over to, I'm guessing it's going to be like Doom or Ember Spirit at this rate. Feels pretty solid on both of them. Again, I think they just need to have a no-stress period right now on Meteor. Just back off as a team, look to pick up that power rune, get back. There's no way for Bright to be able to get to your Tormentor in time. Hopefully Irving's able to get the Wisdom rune, which he is, so it will bring him up to level 18, so maximizes that Pulverize for himself. Feels pretty good, and Chen's just trying to get into the Solar Crest just to buff up that Drow Ranger even further, because we've talked ad nauseum about all of the magic damage reduction that they've got right now on Meteor, so just making sure that Drow Ranger can right-click like a beast in these team fights is going to be so important. She's going
that's where the refresher now. Ooh, okay, all right. That's where the
against Vegas.
I don't know, because the gold doesn't scale anymore, so you're not going to be able to find as much. You need to be getting inside the jungle and getting some kills, but you're saying the Drow needs to be right-clicking inside the fight, and that's where the refresher comes into play, right? Like, it felt like whenever Muerta popped the Pierce of the Veil, she was completely invulnerable. Like, you did not have enough AoE damage, and so now that's probably the only... Like, yes, maybe double Hurricane Pike's nice, double Bloodthorn, but it really feels like just double ultimate. You've got 16 seconds now of invulnerability for her inside the middle of the fights.
Yep.
And well, they're not even going to try and play this one out for next Roche. No, they've got some pretty good wards inside the base. Did they get the Tormentor? No, they didn't. Okay.
I'm just thinking as well, like, Drow wants so much, right? Like, I really don't know if this Frost Arrows is actually going to be able to do anything at this point of the game, because they're having such a hard time even killing one hero that you're not going to get the value out of the explosion. The only healing that they're actually doing is off the back of Greaves. Outside of that, it's all like block. So that's not really reduced by the Frost Arrows at all. I mean, Again, I'm just a shard enjoyer for the Drow. I really wanted to see it, but they could just look to run away if she does go up onto the Glacier as well. So that's not even a guaranteed team fight win. It almost feels like she needs a Revenant's Brooch this game, just so that you can still deal damage into the Muerta when she gets into that Pierce the Veil form.
Another interesting thing is Molasses is still
Arrow?
holding that Hurricane. Oh, John. Yeah, I saw the
Used it
Doom
pretty
just
damn
run
well.
up. Oh, he hasn't, and that's what I wanted to bring up. Like, I saw him just run into a Centaur camp and still didn't want it. So, starting to get a little bit more value out of this Hurricane, and it's just like that get out of jail free card in a way, where just in case you have this huge net worth lead and maybe you make a bit of a mistake, then you can use that Hurricane to help reposition.
Yeah. They're just trying to get all of these neutral items. They don't really have anything to check Roshan though, right? It is up on the top side of the map if they wanted to do it. So maybe Molasses is going to make a bit of a scouting mission towards the left-hand side as he patrols through trying to secure those tier 4 items for his team. They've only got 3 so far, and right now Bright don't have any, so Irving doing his best to try and get anything, but he's not getting a ton of luck. There we go, just gets
Is he still going to go forward?
I mean, I guess a Mega Creep is a pretty nice creep to be able to steal. Look at that, 4 Mega Range creeps that Undyne has.
Okay.
They're born out of control, man. And they've got the Solar Crest as well. Is Drow close to 20? Not really. You would really love to have that extra multi-shot damage at this stage. I mean, there's a DD on the top side of the river as well. And they're going to be checking for Roshan. Just leaving it up to TZ to be able to do it. Of course, Monkey King able to traverse the map faster than anyone else. Even setting up a little bit of this vision for themselves too. As Irving is like, why aren't more of these neutral items dropping? He's just got the second one now for his team. Sends it back. Void Spirit's going to roll the dice and see what he's able to pick up. But man, he's getting real unlucky here. What is this little house on the bottom side underneath Primal Beast? That's what I want to know.
I think it's the well.
Is that a well?
Yeah.
And it's the mines at the very top of the map, right? Because that also says well, doesn't it? No, Mighty Mines. No, you're right. Very, very top of the map. Yeah, that one. Mighty Mines. If you look at the creep, it'll show a debuff or a buff on them that says what area it's in.
I did check as well. I went in a custom game, and if you took over the creep with Helm Dom, you didn't get that buff, but that may have been bugged, so I'm not sure. But that was my initial attempt at seeing if it worked.
Man, Drow is 1 creep wave away from being able to finish up this Axe. Okay, she's got it. I think she sold a Wraith Band to be able to make it work. And got a Mindbreaker as well. Okay, not terrible. Might force out something like an earlier BKB than Ember might like, but he's playing with a DD and playing with multiple lanes, pushing into you off of that Mega Creep advantage. Right now, Irving's doing everything he can just to keep at least one lane out of concern, almost reaching up onto his level 20 as well. Would love to have that just for a little bit of that extra trample attack modifier. And we'll need to get back to the rest of the boys.
He's gonna come back.
Yeah, he's coming.
They're gonna... Early use of the Pierce to the Veil. They're gonna try and get on top of the Drow Ranger. Simultaneously, Molasses, though, dooms out into the Void Spirit. They're gonna force an early use of the buyback. Still a couple of ultimates were expended. Echoes as well as used all his resources. The Ember's not gonna be too valuable for the further fight. But the double doom used from Molasses, another Drow range up. She's completely got to scurry back and hide inside her fountain. Irving should be able to get the... No, wait, she's still alive? How did you not kill her? Muerta still stands strong. All the auras, all the regen, she's okay. And she's got a refresher as well. Irving will make the attempt, but they're just going to reposition.
Nice
Once a 4v5, they can go back in shortly.
Yeah, they might, again, they might just choose to wait, though. They got the glyph out of them. Fox coming up in 1 second, but another use of the Hurricane.
Yeah, they don't want to wait. Irving, die back for him, and that's probably a game. Nothing they can do about it. They're going to turn and beat onto the throne, and...
We got the 5-way tiebreakers, man. There's the potential.